Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Woo!
Yo.
Toodaloo. Daddy, on top of that mountain.
Didn't we already talk to that kid about that? Oh, it's her?
Sister Rosaria, so here you are. Choir practice is about to...
You serious? I thought she was like some type of assassin or something. When she does a birthday thing, she like starts threatening you.
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got more important matters to attend to.
Oh, but this event has commemorative significance. The church hopes that all sisters will be present.
Hopes? That's odd, because I don't recall a fulfill the hopes of others clause in my job description.
Jesus. She's a bit of a
Sure, but...
bitch.
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit odd?
What do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager you'd still miss the opening ceremony. Who knows? Maybe this is someone's grand plan to make a fool out of you.
Why don't they just leave Barbara alone? Like?
Can't be. People aren't like that.
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feelings. Maybe you're a little too trusting of other people. Don't fret, nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine anyone else was delusional enough to think I was gonna show up.
Bro, I already dislike her. I don't even play the character. What do you mean you're never saying you want someone again? He's gonna say, no, I don't want him, and it's gonna work.
But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
Reverse psychology.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've got to get going.
Seems like that sister's an expert in making people believe anything she wants.
I thought I heard something. Who are you and why are you eavesdropping?
We'd better watch out. She seems like a dangerous villain.
Exactly.
Or a trickster at best.
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows where, and you think I'm the trickster?
Wait, she heard that? Paimon was whispering so quietly.
And as for this outlander you seem to be following... So it's you. The honorary knight that saved us from Storm Terror. Well then, given your status, I won't press you on your reasons for eavesdropping.
Exactly.
Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you on the spot.
What? Do the Sisters of Mondstadt have the authority to arrest people now?
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we? Why shouldn't sisters have a sense of justice?
Why? I don't trust her. She's not right. I thought she was actually a good character, but nah.
That doesn't sound right. But Paimon can't think of a good comeback.
How many how many 5 stars have you missed at this point? Well, I started, and you missed Firework Girl, Child. You still have a chance now, but you're giving up now. You missed Hu Tao, That's 4. Don't you may miss 5 because you started playing before me.
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in the mountains?
Oh, this Salvados thing. Oh no, I didn't want to start this yet. No. Oh, I wanted to save this. Oh, that's kind of annoying.
But you're only a traveler. I doubt you have any great skill in alchemy. Whatever. I had a notion of who you were seeking. If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his tracks. Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm. Let's hope they're still there.
So, are you also looking for him?
No, this is just a professional habit of mine.
Alright, screw it. I'm just gonna have to go for it. I wanted to save it still.
Never hurts to be vigilant. I couldn't care what you think. Come on then. I'd like to see what he's up to anyway.
Oh, it's kind of annoyed me. Why'd you have an American account? Wouldn't the money system just not work right?
Said there were elemental traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to carry on like this. Didn't know me to click that. I'm gonna play this. It's not a good team, but I really just want to have thingy. I could switch Beidou, I guess. Yeah, screw it. Beidou for travel.
Just what will we come across this time?
And then
I will protect you.
switch Hu Tao
Send
there.
one, send them all.
And then Traveller
This
there.
world
Boom.
is full of...
I just want to have the Traveller on my team. Ooh, before I go on, I've got a genius idea. If I manage to switch him to my Giro, and then I can smash. What do you mean so you can play with streamers? Getting the character don't make you play with streamers. They've probably already got about fucking 5 of them. Fully seed him up. So if I just flex that I have Albedo, they'll just be like, oh yeah, come on in. I haven't even looked any streams at this game yet. Oh. Wait, so you're not on your American account anymore, are you? And that's pretty weird. No offense, obviously. You're creating a whole account based around playing with streamers. That would just make your game immensely laggy, considering you're also on the phone. You get kicked enough on your normal account, never mind. American one across the world. I see 2 enemies right there. Yeah, people have Asia accounts because they're probably on PC where they can handle it.
Burst forth. I got careful. Yeah.
Oh, I still managed to destroy my oh, I've got the smartest help right now. On how to absolutely deck any boss.
The wrong test subject.
Does it work? Does it work? Alright, I'm gonna try it.
Coming to be.
Alright, can't place it underneath that. So place that there. Place that there. Oh no, I need to put it just at the right angle so it blows
You
up.
know, little pixie, your ability to appear and disappear at will is very interesting.
Yeah?
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
Bob Imon's getting accused.
Suspicious. Why is Paimon a criminal in your example?
Your phone can or can't. Your phone can barely handle local servers, never mind American. You get kicked like 24/7 when playing with me. And I live basically right next door. Not all the strongest teams. I can think of a lot that don't. Most of the strongest teams have all the characters that you have, actually. Yeah, yeah. Most of the strongest teams have the characters you have.
I'll put you on high. Let's move. Live. To dust. Feel this ancient power.
I'm going in! See? Time to go!
Yeah.
Huh?
What is he doing? Oh no, I did not mean to stop.
Let's end this quickly. New strategies required.
Whoa, that did bad damage to him. I really need to upgrade him.
Coming to be. Terra smash.
Didn't actually place the thing either. Was it? And switch, basic switch. Okay, this isn't going too well.
Witness my great undertaking. Yeah. Yeah. Terra smash. To dust.
It's because that stupid shield he has, but I have nothing to get rid of it.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Right, now I can actually kill him. I don't have enough stuff to level up my other characters. It's kind of annoying.
Didn't see that coming. Coming to be. Feel this ancient power.
Can't revive him. I could possibly before. Oh, this is not going to work for me.
Couldn't break.
Oh, fam, no. Alright. I'm willing to switch my team up. That took way too long. That was actually pathetic.
A reward on the road.
It's because I don't have either of them upgraded. Defense, health. Stamina. Boom. Oh, I'm dying heat. Wait, when did I get a constellation? Maxed out constellation now though. Oh, I forgot I need bread gems.
It's getting colder and colder. Rosaria, aren't you freezing?
Me? I'm alright. I got used to operating in adverse conditions a long time ago.
Huh? Seems like there's more to being a sister in the Favonius Church than piloting.
moment of birth.
How did she survive that?
Terra smash. To dust. Witness my great undertaking.
Shoot! I can't afford any more bandages. I'm going in!
Coming to be.
Wait, how did she escape? How many Pymo gems have you got? If you can hear me anyway. $20 wishes or 20 Primo gems? It's main man.
Is that Albedo? Why would he hang around a place like this?
The word on the street is he loves painting. He'll hang around anywhere for a good landscape. The views and scenery here are pretty good. Potential paintings everywhere you look.
But can't he see those hilly churls? Isn't he in danger? Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk. Let's take them out of the picture first.
To dust. Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my painting. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilly churls unfinished.
What's up with painting hilly churls? What makes them so interesting?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my painting, it may give you a clue.
Wow! Look at the detail! But some of it seems to have been done in a hurry.
You can find these hilly churls anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not worth closer inspection. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's a distinct force at work here. In the cyclical lives of such primitive communities, such unique attributes are an indication of evolution at work. Evolution, the transition from nothing into existence, from the known to the
Hold your horses. Ugh, something tells me we're in for a thesis and I haven't got the stamina. We found your man. I'm headed back.
What?
Don't like her.
Don't you have any questions for him? Hey! What a weirdo.
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. And I didn't have time to thank her. But back to the point. From her words, it seems that you were looking for me?
We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the honorary knight. You've got the whole of Mondstadt talking. I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack, your elemental control, and quite a few other mysterious things. I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. You came from afar. From another world, correct? Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would benefit enormously. Forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I begin? The essence of life?
Whoa. You want to start with that?
Yep.
You're right. Giving a demonstration would be better than trying to explain. For example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
I thought he's a Geo character. How have they done that?
You can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking about has produced no results. It's like you, in that it hails from another world, helping it to grow, to bloom. That's the problem my research is up against. That's where I need your assistance.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out, Paimon's not sure we're gonna be much assistance.
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life outside of the known world.
Do I not realise? Realise what?
But you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you, I may just be able to find a way to get the seed to sprout.
Shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
More
okay.
knowledge, and the answer to the question you are seeking. It happens to be an answer that I can provide. How does that sound? Time for a change of surroundings. We should be going. There's research to do.
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
What's wrong with him? Oh, I may actually die here though. No, please. I have so much to live for. There we go. You know what's wrong with my albedo? On his neck? It's got like a weird hickey or something, what do you mean? Oh, what the hell, that star? How the hell do you even notice that? That's such a weird detail. How do you figure that out? Does that mean he's not from this world either then? Because Traveller Paimon have that star. Obviously the other Traveller does as well. Oh, the yellow thing, what? I thought you were talking about the star on his neck. Yeah, the yellow thing is just a geo amulet. Oh my god. You had me confused for a sec. Yeah, the Traveller has it on his side. If I can find it. I can't find the Traveller. But yeah, they all have it. They all have it somewhere. That's how they get the energy. That's how you distinct them. Yeah, everyone has that amulet. I think you were talking about the tattoo on his neck or the engraving or whatever.
Feel this ancient power.
This isn't good.
I had so many questions then as well. Oh, so you are on about Sarah's neck. Wait, think back. I did look at his neck. Why did he not have it and then did have it? Or did he have it and then not have it? I don't look at people's necks, okay?
Terra Smash! Coming to be!
Let's light it up.
Let me start cooking. Ah, I think I know what you're getting at. I think probably not, probably am, probably what. So, I'm guessing after this event is somehow, some way gets that tattoo on his neck. I'm guessing that. Probably wrong, maybe right, who knows.
Paimon has a question. After the seed sprouts, will it grow into anything?
I don't know.
Oh no, he does have it, what you want about?
Will lie in the method.
It's just more glowy.
Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute a big leap in my understanding of the essence of life. After awakening, even creation may be possible. Still a little difficult to understand?
Maybe he has it because I have the character, maybe. Maybe I'm just not understanding. What do you mean? Was that just a prank to make me like proper confused or like what was going on? What do you mean? So you're like, oh no, it doesn't have it, but it just has it. He has it. I doubt that in that 3 seconds that we were there, it went straight on his neck. But you said you didn't have it, so.
No, Paimon's got a brain.
Alright.
But what's the seed gonna become? Isn't that more interesting than whatever it was you were saying?
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit, dinner's on me.
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Well, let's just say I, occasionally have to look after a child. Another lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. I suppose it's one of the few non-alchemy related disciplines I'm any good at.
I'll just play through and find it.
The
I'll play through
subject
and
of my
find it.
first research was the elements.
But you are being super confused,
In
I'm
this
not gonna lie.
world, manipulating the elements requires a vision. Though
Yeah, that's
I
what that
can't
is.
see anything resembling one on your person.
And we
How
do
you're
have
able
one.
to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to ascertain. I've got a few questions in that regard. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? A fourth stomach? Things of that nature. Fascinating. And this floating child is connected to your body in some way?
Oh yeah, that's okay. Probably, maybe. Alright. I'll be a creep and stare directly at his neck.
Question. Can't you see the gap between us? And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Perhaps
External
there is
organ.
some invisible force connecting you. Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder, did Paimon guide the elemental power to you? But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick.
Go on,
Cause
Paimon.
the waterfall south of Springfield to flow backwards. No, that definitely can't be it.
Hey, how would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no
Paimon
obvious
boss
difference
level
between
material.
the composition of your body and that of the humans in this world. Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in their research, it seems that only experimentation will yield the answers. Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. I'd like to examine exactly how it manifests externally. Let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat them, using whatever method comes most naturally to you.
Huh? Doesn't seem very sciencey.
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. This is just a simple exercise. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could bring in 6 Oceanids.
Slimes! Slimes are fine.
Well, prepare yourself. The slimes will be here any moment. Terra Smash! To dust! Terra Smash! Quake! To dust!
Can this thing get down?
Terra Smash! Terra Smash!
Oh, more, you have no laugh. Oh, let's use this. Wait for him to do that. No, that.
Quake!
If I can get these to blow up on them, they'll all just die at once. entirely miss that. It's probably so much easier if I switch character. But I want to see if it changes if I stick to just using the travel. Oh, whoops.
Did you feel anything out of the ordinary? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external elemental flow is as expected. Elemental reactions are normal. There's nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, no, but I always like check little stuff like that. Like, if it's like, oh yeah, can you do something? I'll use one character to do it and blah blah blah.
Now that we know that the external flow is
So
manifesting
I've seen so
normally,
many games where the
let's test
creators
the internal
hide
flow.
like the most stupid stuff.
Internal flow? How do you test that?
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will extract elemental power.
Oh yeah, I know. When it goes to a main story thing, it changes you into him. Yeah, I always just like to do that. Like, I could play without obviously the main character, but for story stuff, I always like to have the main character, even if they're really trash and like they don't do any damage. I just like to have them there.
If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body,
I'm more of a
this
story
potion
guy
may elicit an
than a
elemental
practical
reaction.
guy. And obviously, I love the main character, so I'll use them anywhere I can, basically. Obviously, if I'm doing a boss rush, I won't use them.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness. No bodily injury.
I like how it made that little joke about the stomachs. 'Cause it said it could rather swirl or crystallize, which are the two elements I've controlled.
And
It's
in
a nice
the
joke.
abnormal course of events?
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Try not to worry. Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved. But if there is anything blocking your elemental flow, we'll be able to locate it with this test. Just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, that's a bad sign. Yes, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, the potion we'll use for the test is missing a catalyst. We'll need to find it. It's a type of ore known as star silver, but unfortunately not all of it is suitable. I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver ore on the way. I'll point out any likely contenders. All going to plan, we should be able to begin concocting the potion when we get to the campsite.
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns, but it seems like there's a silver lining. Let's keep our eyes open.
Here, should do for catalyst purposes.
Everybody stand back!
Live!
This isn't good. Time to go.
Terra Smash!
Oh, you can stay up there because I can't hold that. You can get off of there. Wrong thing.
Burst forth! This one. Usable with a bit of polish.
I'm actually gonna die if I don't kill him. screw it, speed run. Place down your skill, man.
Terra smash.
Oh. Alright, what allow me? It's trapped. Yeah, why didn't I think of this earlier? Eat that! Solid. Boom. I'm still not getting used to his lift up thing. I mainly do it for damage, not leverage.
My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way.
Alright, his neck's still fine.
This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here. My assistant Gamez here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have met in Mondstadt already.
Yeah, I'm checking both just in case.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report is already up on the board there.
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these results from one slime battle?
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses perhaps. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes. Consider. You don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions either, yet they too are able to manipulate the elements. Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a basis in fact.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, beings consisting entirely of the elements. A cryoregis or even a whopper flower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, you might have to trace back to the world's origins. In that sense, things might get difficult, don't you think?
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. This
Even a
traveler
whopper
is a
flower would
visitor
make sense.
from another world. If it turned out that he did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world, now that really would be something, wouldn't it?
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so excited to get the data. I'll slow down a bit next time. Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be conducting analysis here for the time being. If you're keen for an update, just come and find me.
Great. I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If all goes well, I'll hand it over to you. In line with my expectations.
Whoops.
Ready to drink.
That don't look great.
Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Go get her. I'll stare at the back of his head. As soon as I switched, he looked like, huh? Over. Alright, drink the potion. I'm on fire. Walking.
Tasty? You face. You said you tried some already. You sure it was ready? What happened to him?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And a very positive one at that. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling reaction is to be expected. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort. Once the flow is complete, there won't be any other effects.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. But of course, you're my assistant. By all sense and reason, it would be wrong of me to place that risk onto you. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from anyone else in this world. Nothing peculiar.
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the undesirable variety. The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same. They can understand, empathize, encourage, and support one another. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask people who've made the same mistake for their experience because you are them. But a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted. The essence of their life is fundamentally different. For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine or an eye of the storm. Have I explained it clearly enough? To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without fear. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out. If you could see to collating them.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Really stretched my limits. I'm thinking a lot clearer now. Having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me, but starting with the premise of an elemental life form, now that was...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter, I'd like your research at the fore as opposed to my judgment.
You can count on me, sir. I'll extract a result satisfactory to all.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound like a suck-up.
Yeah, about to say.
What Paimon meant to say was, that's the spirit. Mr. Albedo, say something.
Before we can proceed with our
Paimon
research,
can just read
I need
minds.
to prepare something. Wait one moment. If you're interested, why not have a look around? It may help to pass the time.
Of course, you can't really read it. Ooh, can I join? I can craft these now. That makes more sense why I bid us in the thingy. Right, boom.
Here comes Albedo. Let's go see him.
elemental life form from another world. As soon as we have strong evidence, this may end up subverting a lot of alchemical theories. Albedo's research will see huge progress.
Shav, have you got a good place to grind, like, red gems by any chance?
I'm back. Thing interesting? Agreed. I'd love to find a moment to put them all in order. Still, experiments come first.
Yeah, I don't know how else to explain it.
On with the research. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Tevat, for example. Here, those with visions can manipulate the elements. But worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. Or even everyone. So, leaving elements to one side. Do you possess any unique abilities? Ones that don't exist in this world?
I can't show you because I've been
I
thinking
think
about.
answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, time for the next experiment. No. You shan't be required to exert quite so much effort this time around. Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
That was your best effort? Well, can't be helped, I suppose. Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking as such. Rather, channeling your power into the ingredients themselves. I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation. I suppose I have a curiosity for things that others find surprising. Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat? I've just finished preparing the recipe.
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward to more mad scientist stuff.
Not only is this recipe a staple for me, it's also worth experimenting with and highly nutritious.
Paimon bets you're just hungry. That does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves. Good buddies are always on the same page.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the results. If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can finish the last morsels.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that problem. How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food thing again?
Right. Alright, shut Paimon for a second. Alright. Can't do with that character. Boom, them. Red things. Red gem things. Stones, red gem things. Boom. Gem things. Them gem things. Yeah, them. Boom, them red gems. Them. These things. Them things, yes. Them. Fragments, yes, the gem fragments. Why don't I craft them? Fam, I don't have any to craft, that's what I mean. I'm poor. You can't craft them out of thin air. Yeah, but what boss? I know one boss, but is there any other, like, better ones to get it? Sunshine Sprite, how do I cook?
was fast. Looking forward to testing the results.
Gotta respect it. Yeah, but is there any solid way of grinding?
An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. You seem well versed in the science of gastronomy. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours. Unless... could it be that the natural laws of this world are limiting your unique abilities?
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more complicated than adding herbs and spices, you know.
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. No need to feel disheartened. And here's your portion. Enjoy. I can box it up if you like.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole experiment. Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong. But anyway.
Hey! You were being nice a second ago! But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are good friends. You have good friends too, right? Good students?
Yes. I'm fortunate too, I suppose. Anyway, moving on to the next experiments. There are all manner of alchemical items here. Keeping them in their proper place is a challenge at the best of times. A while ago, I had the misfortune of misplacing a batch. I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me. Animal crystal fly elemental extract and electrohypostasis powder.
Paimon's barely finished
I've
eating,
got
and
both.
you want us to go gathering again?
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. Though finding them would save me the hassle. If you had, say, a superpower, like night vision or vibratory sensing, lost property would be a thing of the past. I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you were looking just now.
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh yeah! You could use elemental sight! This must be electrohypostasis powder! The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental energy, right? This has gotta be it!
Goodness, you managed to find them. Incredible. 1,000 thanks. I'm wondering, this elemental sight, this is what allowed you to locate the items and find me here on the mountains, correct?
Yep. Guess it does sort of count as a superpower, huh?
Unfortunately, though elemental sight is seldom seen, it is not unheard of in Teyvat. Only a never-before-seen otherworldly power would be of benefit to my research.
You mean, we failed again?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. Besides, getting these items back, I'd call this a very worthwhile experiment. I have to commend your deduction that the
Char,
items
nothing's
contain
going on with his
elemental
neck.
traces. Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just beginning. In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capabilities. Let's start with physical. Looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jump from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, could you see her then? So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into 1,000,000 fragments? Then could you see her? Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, we'll gain a more thorough understanding with an experiment. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please, follow me.
Still in one piece. Good thing the vial's so strong.
Oh, I'm so glad that boss thing's not there anymore. I remember actually scared of that at some point. Now it's not really a bother.
Let's light it up!
But nothing's going on. When am I gonna see his neck like explode or something?
You want us to jump from up here?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis.
The opposite side of the lake. So, we're gonna be swimming?
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the method that seems most rational to us. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others might find the whole thing rather refreshing. No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. For me, every detail is invaluable to the research. Then if you would, please, I eagerly await the results.
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing
What the hell are they?
emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like it. Your reputation precedes you, Traveler. The data shows that you're easily outperforming the average citizen in Mondstadt.
But you followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat!
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. But anyway, if it turns out that the natural laws of Tavad do not affect you, I should be able to make various inferences about the otherworldly civilization you belong to. If the natural laws of Tavad do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences into the kind of evolution that would occur under the absence of such effects. The innumerable possibilities that this could present, the captivating insights, it would be something to savor again and again.
But how does this help your research?
We do have the power of flight, though.
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When we return to the campsite, I should be able to show you something interesting. I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few unusual specimens. I hope you won't be offended. Gold, petrified trees, a sun 8 times the size of our own. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling, but such feelings are inevitably fleeting in nature. I'm willing to pour all my energy into research, and yet specimens are finite. As the unknown transitions into the realm of scientific understanding, the feeling of enlightenment is lost. All these things that start out as objects of fascination end up as poinsettia or a sweet flower.
His neck, still his neck.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly churls? Because you got to see something new and interesting and the differences between them?
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most part, quite boring, not worth closer inspection. There is precious little about them that serves to pique my curiosity now.
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be, like, boring to you? Like some basic draft of a sketch?
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me, and I will remember this friendship for a lifetime. Now, before we head back to the campsite, there's one more experiment. Intelligence. Follow me. There are some other ruins nearby. This world holds many a rare treasure. I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities, much as we did for the physical test. I'd like you to explore these ruins and return with your findings. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the center. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish to observe. Remember that this is a test of intellect, so should you get lucky in any way, that won't be factored in as part of the test. So, let's see you in action. Start wherever you like. It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution.
That means there must be another one. Ah, there.
Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you. It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do? Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look. Terra Smash!
Cross over!
Where is it, little rock? No.
I'm going in! Huh? Go!
What's this? To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. They can be found all over Teyvat, but they've never given up their secrets. There's still a lot to learn about them. And as for why they should ever have come to rest here, a true mystery. Let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail after our research.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Unsolvable mystery this, weird experiment that. It'd be nice to get some cool results for once. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Comparatively, the little reward I can offer is too small to mention. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing the results of all this brain ache. Unless you can think of anything better to do, let's head back to the campsite.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
You didn't leave the mountain?
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been up to. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger, drinking anonymous potions, participating in all kinds of strange experiments? I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps, you were colluding from the beginning.
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of it.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you into something more sinister.
No way! Paimon would have sensed it. And anyway, he didn't even use any alchemy.
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Mondstadt.
So, what are you gonna do?
I've gotta hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into contact with is dangerous, that's good enough for me. I've investigated everything else.
Oh,
The only items left on the agenda are these symbols.
But we don't even know what they mean.
That much is true. Not to mention, seems like there's nothing more to them. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. This is now a location of interest. Regular patrols should be set up here. Now then, All things considered, I deem that you pose no immediate threat. Which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your account.
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! So stubborn. Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh. Never mind her. Let's go see Albedo.
She has got good for you though. She's still annoying though.
You're back. Good timing. I've just about reached the conclusion. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back? I wouldn't worry. She's just doing her job. Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today, and it was very difficult to finish all the research in one go. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is you're very much like a human from this world.
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for that?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world should be taken for granted. Have you ever considered that the world of Teyvat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small miracle.
If only you
The
knew.
only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. Under the effects of Teyvat's natural laws, it isn't even able to sprout, let alone bloom. But after I observed you, I had another idea. Imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition. Is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself? It would seem that that's as far as we go. A transient bloom of incomparable beauty. Life's proudest achievement.
Paimon thought with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever, and it didn't even have any fruit.
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long it stays with us. Even a momentary burst is precious.
I like how they got the vision as well.
A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently,
Even the statue.
lived to perfection, is necessarily one unburdened by loneliness. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Things feel a little heavy right now. Don't be sad. You've got Paimon to look after you. Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, it certainly doesn't hurt. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for me. In the future, if the need arises, can I solicit your help again? Well, glad I can count on you. I made a point throughout of telling him how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean? Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined.
I thought he was
If
from
one
another
day
world as well.
I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, destroy everything, can I rely on you to stop me?
Wait, so is he from another world? That was my guess from the start. Because only people from other worlds are the one with the stars. Like our character and obviously Paimon and the sister. And the only people with stars. And the only people that are connected to a different world. Wow. Look, I like my theories, alright? Be quiet.
Sucrose and Albedo too, but they seem really busy lately, so let's not get our hopes up.
It does make sense though.
Let's go see.
Name another person with a star. Like that particular star. That's connected to this world. Normally. Like Barbara style. Is the event still ongoing? Yeah, it's still ongoing. Yeah, but I didn't know if it stopped or not, because I didn't see a marker for it. I'm still gonna take my idea. He's from another world.
Hey, Tomate! Is that Albedo? Why is he leaving?
Hey, it's the Traveler and Paimon.
Hello, you two. It's been a long time.
Were you having a really serious discussion right now or something?
Just a regular catch-up. We meet here once in a while to go through any recent developments in our research projects.
So we just missed him. Maybe we should have hollered to him. He didn't look in the best of moods just now, though. Was he upset about something? If so, he probably wouldn't have been in the mood to help out anyway.
Upset? You mean Albedo?
Yeah, he wasn't looking his usual self.
Upset. Uh-oh. I wonder if...
What are you looking at me for?
Have you done... what have we... You mainly just have to look for chests at this point. So all them chests that you left, you have to look for them all.
That Albedo finally snapped.
Surely not. It's not that boring, is it?
Nah. Anyway, Paimon wanted to ask you for a favor, Timaeus.
A favor? Well, sure. How can I help?
Well, Paimon found a bunch of super-duper sweet Sincerias in the mountains the other day. But if Paimon eats them all, then they'll all be gone. So Paimon isn't ready to finish them all yet.
Paimon's my duplicate or something dodgy. So with your 4 keys, you can get 160. 160 plus your 157. So 337 or something. That means you'll have 1,000. What do you call it? 1,300 and something to go. 1,230 to go. And obviously, like the chests, like I said, each of them give 10. If you get 10 chests, that's 100. Adds up. Obviously, your daily challenges, you already know what to do them. I didn't stop. Make a device.
Oh, yeah, I'm afraid that sort of thing is a little...
Huh? Seems pretty straightforward to Paimon. Can't you do it?
Paimon, I'm afraid you've entered into the realm of the weird and wonderful with this one.
Okay. So how about you, Sucrose? Any idea?
I'm sorry. It doesn't sound like it falls within my area of expertise. I could give it a try if you really want, but I'd probably just end up giving all your precious fruits arms and legs.
Whoa, your tone is so calm, but your words are so terrifying. You'd think I'd be used to this by now.
Well, as you know, my focus is on bioalchemy. Besides, keeping things fresh forever is just not possible. If you just wanted to modify certain properties of the fruit or their seeds, on the other hand, I'd easily be able to help with that. Alchemists usually focus in on their own research areas. Take us, for example. Timaeus, Albedo, and I all have very different research foci. Paimon, your idea is very imaginative, but it's beyond Timaeus's and my ability. I don't think even Albedo can make such an incredible device. After all, alchemy is not mechanics. There is a big difference between the two.
Well, excuse Paimon for overestimating the power of alchemy.
In fact, before Albedo showed up, everyone in Mondstadt thought alchemy was useless. Of course, we know better now. But even then, I have to admit, alchemy is only one of the many wondrous arts in the world. It's certainly not some kind of all-powerful magic that can simply take a substance and preserve it indefinitely. Sorry. That wasn't meant as a criticism against you personally.
Paimon just wanted some fruit juice. What's wrong with that?
Oh, of course, these are just Timaeus's and my subjective opinions on the matter. If you're really intent on pursuing this wondrous device, you can try your luck asking Albedo. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. If he has no idea how to make one either, you'll have to give up on the idea.
If you get the wishes, I will. I do hope you get him.
He won't.
Plus, it'll be double the geo damage, which for next banner, which is my solid team, it'll buff me even more, and obviously it works out in the end for everyone.
Hey, so where is Albedo heading to anyway? Dragonspine?
Unless he specifically says otherwise, Dragonspine is where he usually goes. He seems particularly fond of that place. And somehow, the cold doesn't seem to bother him at all.
Then let's go to Dragonspine to find him. Come on, there's no time to lose.
Ooh, jump back.